Okay guys, so I just recorded an almost 20-minute long video showing this doll, talking about how I did her and how proud I am of her, and changing her outfit, and the video had no sound. So I went ahead and I deleted it, and I hope that there's going to be sound in this video, because if there's not, then there's just not going to be a video up for her until like late next week or something. So here's Baylee. This is the Biracial Baylee kit. I kept her name Baylee because my mom said it was a good name and I didn't have anything else, so this is just what she is. So this is the Biracial Baylee kit by, I think it's by Lorna Miller Sands, sorry. I could be wrong, so you might want to go to the Bountiful Baby website and check that out. But this is the Biracial Baylee kit. She's 21 inches, and I got the seconds kit, so it was $19.98. I think the original price of the kit is $29.95, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's not $40, so it's like $29.95, and it may be more. I don't know, but all I know is that, you know, she was on the 50% list for quite some time. I think her kit was $14.98 then, but I ended up not getting it during that time, so I ended up paying $19.98 for a seconds kit, which is $5 more, which is in the dumps, but oh well. Anyways, if you can, I would recommend getting a seconds kit, because honestly, there's nothing wrong with seconds kits. I've seen people on YouTube that have reborn seconds kits, and I don't see any defects or anything that are very visible. There's just like minor stuff that, unless you're really looking for it, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to start out with her face, because that seems the most important part. This is what I did in the other video too, but I'm going to get as close as I can, within focus of course, to show you guys all of her beautiful details. So if you guys can see that, she does have capillaries on her eyelids that I painted in. And her eyebrows, I tried to do the best I could at trying to replicate hair. But she has nice capillaries that look baked into the skin. They look really beautiful. And I noticed that I had those on my eyelids. I didn't put them on Julia. I'm not really sure. I think I just didn't notice them, but I noticed them before I painted her. And she does have a little bit of a rosiness to the front of her face, you know, in her cheek area and on her nose and like right here above the mouth and on the chin. And her lips are such a beautiful chocolatey color. They have been glossed. Now, I don't use gloss for my lips. I use a satin varnish because I feel like gloss is too much. I feel like babies are not going to have that glossy of lips. They may be satiny, but I just don't like the way gloss looks on my dolls, so I don't use gloss on the babies. I made the inside of her nose a little darker. It's not like black, because I didn't think that was going to look good. I don't know. But I just made it a little darker. And I have creased the inside of her ears, the rim as well. And I've kind of put a little bit of darker paint into the creases of her eyes. She's a little shiny around her nose, but, you know, hey. She was done with a different varnish than Julia. Her paint is completely different. Her paint has adhered to the vinyl with every layer, compared to Julia. She only had a little sealer on the end, and that's why her paint is scraping off, because it wasn't adhered properly with the right products. I did not have distilled water. I wasn't doing the right thing. So honestly, if you're going to use acrylic paint, do it the right way. Use distilled water. Use the proper sealers and fixatives to get this paint to actually stick and stay to the vinyl. Do not be cheap and, you know, not want to go to all these different stores to try to find what you need, because it's totally worth it in the end, because this doll, there's no paint coming off. I'm going to be able to keep her for a lifetime. Julia, not really, honestly, because at this point her paint's already scraping off and I've only had her for a month. So that's just what I have to say about that. Here is the inside of her hand. Her nails are glossed and tipped. She has creases on her hand. And I'm sorry if I'm not being as thorough, because like I said, I already recorded all of this, and to see that the sound wasn't on there is just really disappointing, because I spent my time recording all that and the sound isn't even on there. I hope it's not even focused and I don't. Okay, let me just see if I can. Okay. There's veining on her arm. I love the way that looks, you guys. Like I said, I take a lot of the inspiration for these dolls from myself. Like, that's how I found out about the little veins on the eyelid. I hadn't seen anybody else do that, I don't think. As far as for the tutorials I've watched with acrylic paint. But I've also done the veining in her arm. Really pretty. And like I said, the inside of her hand, like, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than Julia, in my opinion. Really beautiful creasing. Not the best, like I said, but I think I did a better job on this doll, to be honest. You know, the more dolls I do, the better I feel like I'm going to get. And I definitely feel like I got a lot better with this doll compared to Julia. I think it was partly because I just used the right fixatives, and I used the right stuff, and I spent the money, and I went out and I got what I needed. And I feel like that's why my doll turned out better than what Julia turned out like, because I didn't buy the right stuff with Julia. She has subtle veining in her fingers, like very subtle. Unless you're looking at her in person, you can't even really see it. So it's going to be hard to capture on the camera. See. It's going to be very, very hard to capture on camera. You can see it a little bit in her pinky there. But she does have veining on each and every one of her fingers. It's just really hard to see it. And there's the subtle veining on her arm. These veins are not popping out. Like, you really have to be looking for them in order to see them. Or, you know, you have to be in, you know, lighting where you'll be able to see it. And she has the veins in her hand. Like I said, all of her nails have been glossed and tipped. Her legs are really pretty. She does have on pants right now, but that's just a sample of her creasing right there. But her entire leg looks like that, so you guys will see it in another video. Here's what the bottom of her foot looks like. Nice veining, in my opinion. Her foot has been blushed with like a reddish kind of color, so looks how baby's feet would. She doesn't have any veins in her, like on her skin on her leg. I just don't, like I said, it's just a personal preference. I just don't like the way that looks. Her toenails have also been glossed and tipped. Or tipped and glossed, I think that's the way. Same on this foot, basically. So, that is the doll that I created. I can't even really... Oh, yeah, and she does take a magnetic pacifier, by the way. You can see. It probably isn't on there the best, but she does take one, just in case anybody was wondering. And she's not for sale right now, because I know I may get a couple of... Is she for sale? No, she's not for sale. She was for sale, and if she ever does become for sale, I will let you know, but as of right now, she is a forever baby. My second reborn I've ever created. I think she's, you know, pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of how she looks? I think I did a great job on her for this to be my second doll. And what really does make the difference, as I stated before, is the fixatives and the sealers that you use. You should use products. The sealer that I used was like $2.29. No, the sealer that I used was like $3.29 a bottle, and I didn't not even have to use the whole bottle for one doll, honestly. The fixative that I used, I did have to use a whole bottle for this doll. It was $2.29, so you just buy a new bottle every time you get a new doll kit. That isn't bad, because I've seen people who reborn with, you know, Genesis and stuff, and that stuff can get kind of expensive. There are plenty of reasons why people use air dry paints. I use them because partly, well, primarily I don't have a separate oven I can use to bake the doll in, and I would have to go out and buy one, and those are expensive. Also, Genesis is different than painting with acrylic paint. It takes a lot more time. You have to bake it at the right temperature, that way you don't overheat the vinyl. And honestly, you know, kudos to people who paint with Genesis, because I feel like there's enough pressures dealing with painting with air dry acrylic. So, if you guys want a video on all the stuff that I actually did use to paint her, definitely let me know and I'll do one. I filmed like all my reborning supplies before, but it had my first and last name in it somehow, because I had like a name tag in there. I don't even know how that got in the box, but anyways, I ended up not uploading that because of that in there. But I am very, very happy with this doll. I'm having a lot of fun with her, and maybe I'll do like a bottle feeding or something whenever I do that instead of a changing video. Not sure, but I'm very, very happy with this doll. I'm glad that she's a baldy. I am glad, because sometimes Julia's hair does get a little annoying, especially when I took her outside. Her hair was like all over the place and it was kind of annoying. So I'm really excited to be able to take this doll outside and have a lot of fun with her. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed my video of Baylee. Like I said, I did keep her same name because it's a good name, so I just kept it. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see any more videos with her, then definitely let me know. Or if you guys want to see a video with Julia, let me know as well. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.